Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's great to see everybody. We'll go ahead and get started here in a minute. Let a few people show up. If you can hear me and see me okay, if you could give me a heart or a comment, that way I know that I'm coming across. My little, thank you so much. My little thing at the start said bad, and I'm like, bad. I hope my signal's not bad. And this is Finn, getting to know. Hello Tina. Hello Tina. And CJ, it's great to see you. Okay, all right. My cat looks like he wants to play today. Getting all the fuzzies everywhere. I've been on vacation for a little bit, so it's good to be back. Vacation's great. I went to a place I'd never been before, and it was a great time. My first overseas trip, I went to Italy, and I just had a great time, but my luggage had a great time too. It hasn't made it back yet, but I'm realizing that my great packing, while it was great to have all the things there, I'm missing all of those things now, and so just learning to let go of those things until the airline maybe finds my luggage again. So I was thinking before this of the idea of opening and closing, because I've been working on the three-part breath that I work on a lot in my classes. And when I say that, I mean when we're inhaling, we bring our we kind of open our bellies, make them nice and big and round to make space. And then as we exhale, we can kind of think of that closing in. And the reason I am doing that is as you inhale and your belly expands, it's actually giving you a chance to get your waist up out of your hips. And that can help you extend your spine to help you, sorry, got blurry. Help you explore the movements a little better. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody into this gentle flow. We'll be doing everything down on the ground. I have a blanket for when we do things under our knees, if that is something that you would like, if you have a hard surface. So let's get started. Go ahead and lie back onto your back to start with. And you'll place one hand on your belly and maybe one hand on your chest to feel that three-part breath I was just talking about. So as you inhale, start to bring the inhales through your nose and the exhales through your nose. And so we begin as we inhale, filling up our belly with air, and our ribs may expand, our chest rises. And then as you exhale, that closing, your belly comes in, your ribs may stitch together, and your chest may lower. Take a few moments for that breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Starting to bring balance to the breath in order to bring balance to your practice. Inhale, filling up the belly, ribs, chest raises. Exhale, belly comes in, chest lowers. As you continue this breath, start to scan your body from the crown of your head down through your face and shoulders, just noticing how your body is feeling today. And then bring your awareness to all the points of contact between your body and the earth. And feel yourself supported by the earth and grounded into the earth. I can offer for an intention for this class today to focus in on your deep belly breathing in order to create space and opening, and to notice the closing. You can release your hands down to your sides, continuing that breath, noticing how it impacts your back, and now when your next inhale comes, reach your arms over your head, giving yourself a nice stretch. And then as you exhale, bend your right knee in towards your chest and bring your hands either behind your thigh or at the front of your shin or around your knee, keeping your shoulders down on the ground, and bring that knee in closer to your chest. Notice as you fill up your belly with air on your inhale, how it gets closer to your thigh. And as you exhale and your belly comes in, it creates some space for your thigh to come a little closer. Those are the kind of things I'd like you to think about during this class. From here, reach your right foot down and then bring your knee out to the side. We're coming into a lying down version of tree. So placing your right foot on the inside of your leg, your knee open to the side. And breathe. From here, reach your arms out into a T, and then you're going to bring that right knee up toward the sky, and then reach with your left hand to the opposite side of your leg and go into a twist. So you're crossing your right leg over to the left side. Just gently, no forcing anything, just feeling this twist, just getting started. And then on your next inhale, roll onto your back. Exhale, bring the knee in again. And then as your next inhale comes, straighten the leg, reaching behind your thin shin or thigh. And guide that leg a little closer to yourself. Again, being very gentle, we're just getting started. Then release your hands and lower your leg down very slowly. Control. Notice the difference between the legs here. And then on your next inhale, again, reaching your arms above your head, nice stretch. Exhale, bend your left knee now into your chest, reaching in front of your leg or behind your thigh. A few breaths here. Trying to relax your shoulders down to the ground. And then you can plant your left foot down, Reach the left knee out to the side, coming into a tree as you're lying back. Left foot is on the inside of your right leg. Just allowing the leg to fall wherever it's going to fall, just for a few breaths. If it's tight, try to use your breath to release it a little bit. Just have another breath here. And then reach your arms out to a T and take your right hand across as you twist over toward the right side, bringing the left knee across your body. For a few breaths in this twist. And as you're ready, roll onto your back, hug your knee back into your chest for another breath. And then on your next inhale, raise that leg up. And exhale, maybe it guides a little bit closer to your body, but no stress. You can even have a little bend in the knee. You don't want to have any tension behind your knee. And then release your hands down, lower the leg very slowly with control. Getting a little bit of ab work out there. And then on your next inhale, again with that overhead stretch. And this time as you exhale, bend both knees into your chest and give yourself a nice hug. Maybe take this time to place your hands on your knees and make some circles. Massaging your back, and the other direction. Come to stillness, hug your knees in. Inhale, feel your belly rubbing against your thighs, and exhale, bringing your knees in closer toward your chest. And then on your next inhale, if you'd like, you can start to rock. So as you exhale, you're coming up, rounding your spine so that you can create a little bit of a momentum. And we're going to end up in your version of boat. So shoulders, even with your sit bones, you can reach around the bottoms of your thighs. Your legs can be parallel to the earth or straightened if you can keep that strength and keep that line with your shoulder to your hip. I'm not feeling that today. I feel like I'm going to collapse a little bit. I need to work on my core a little bit more. Continue to breathe here. And then from here, go ahead and allow yourself to tip forward, bringing your feet together, coming into a bound angle. Shoulders over your hips, feeling that attachment with the earth. And then on an exhale, you can fold forward, tipping from your hips, one straight line. And as you reach your edge, bring your chin in towards your chest. On your next inhale, raise your shoulders up. Bring your hands back behind you. Your fingers are pointed towards your seat. And from here, roll your shoulders back. You're still in a bound angle with your feet together. Really press the pinky toe sides of your foot into the ground and raise your hips up and allow your knees to drip down to the sides. And then as you exhale, bring your seat back down, shoulders up, reach your feet out in front of you, and forward fold. Again, you can have a little bend in your knees or even a blanket underneath them if that is causing any stress. And then bringing your shoulders back up, hands come behind again. From here, we're going to come into a tabletop or reverse plank, or both, depending on what you want to do. So I'm going to start off in a tabletop. So I'm going to bring my feet down to the ground, roll my shoulders back. And on an exhale, I'm going to raise my hips up. Take a breath. You can stay here, or if you would like to do the reverse plank, you can reach your heels out. Keeping a straight line, keeping your chin tucked in a little bit. And from wherever you are, release your hips back down to the ground. Shoulders come over your hips, and exhale, forward fold. Take a breath here. Help yourself back up. We're going to make our way onto a tabletop position. So the regular tabletop this time. So I'm going to place the blanket for my knees. And my hands right below, my hands right below my shoulders. Knees right underneath my hips. Now, as you inhale, your belly fills up with air, and imagine it dripping down toward the earth. Roll your shoulders back, your seat goes up, your gaze goes up to cow. Exhale, round your spine as your belly comes in, creating that arch, letting your head come in between your upper arms. And continue that breath and movement at your own pace, exploring how it feels when you're concentrating on the deep belly breathing. Inhale, filling your belly up, and exhale, rounding your spine. Feeling free to add any kind of organic movement that feels good for you today. And after your next round, come back to your tabletop, neutral position. And from here, reach your right toes to the back of your mat, curl your toes under and shift your shoulders back so that you create a nice stretch in your calf, and even a stretch in your toes and feet. And then shift your shoulders forward so that they're right above your wrists. And then reach your left fingertips to the front of the mat. And from here, we'll explore that breath again. And maybe if you can keep your body straight, maybe you think about on an inhale, your belly fills up with air. And you start to rise with your leg in your hand. Your left thumb is pointing up toward the sky. Your right toes are pointed down toward the earth. Your gaze is down, so you're keeping a nice long spine. Continuing to breathe. Notice how when you inhale, you're creating some length. Maybe you reach further forward and back. And as you exhale, really feel your core keeping you nice and strong, making sure you're not collapsing into your right shoulder. And then coming back to tabletop, take a breath. Reach your left toes back, curl them under, and shift your shoulders back so you get a nice calf stretch there. And then shift your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your your right fingertips to the front of your mat. Really think about keeping your hips level with the ground. And then inhale, reaching your leg up and your arm up. If that feels good for you, you can also keep them down if that keeps you straighter or more balanced. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Exploring that pose with the breath. And releasing back into tabletop. Take a moment here and make some circles around your wrists and hips. So shifting your shoulders over toward the left corner, forward, right corner. Your hips start coming back toward the right corner, center, left corner. Make nice circles, whatever size feels good for your body. Little circles or big circles. And reverse, go the other direction. You can even come back on your heels for a moment. Bring your elbows together, your hands grasped in front of you, and rotate your wrists. We do a lot on our wrists, and sometimes we forget they need some stretching as well. Before, after, during your practice. And sometimes doing some, jazz hands. Flicking out your fingers and maybe even shaking out your hands. All right, so coming back into our tabletop, and then we'll find our downward facing dog. So you'll curl your toes under and raise your seat up. And as you exhale, your belly comes in, creating space as you can press your chest back toward your thighs, letting your head hang in between your upper arms, maybe even bending your knees a little bit so that your belly and thighs touch, so you can really feel how it feels to raise your hips up high to the sky. And then you can bend one knee a lot and lower the opposite heel and switch to the other side to walk the dog. Whatever pace feels good for you. Exploring that movement. And then coming to stillness, take a few breaths here. Then on your next inhale, we're going to shift forward into a plank. And then as you exhale, shift your hips back, bring your knees down, and find a child's pose. Take a breath. Raise your shoulders back up, find your tabletop, bring your knees back underneath your hips, curl your toes under, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank. And then lower your knees, separate them out to the outsides of the mat, bring your toes together, come back into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, raise your shoulders up a bit, and then as you exhale, bring your hands over to the right corner and then lower down. Getting a nice side stretch here. On your next inhale, come center. And then exhale, reaching over to the other side. Bring your hands back center. Another breath. And then from here, make your way back into tabletop, bringing your knees back underneath your hips. Your lower legs are parallel, hands underneath your shoulders. I'm going to transition into a low lunge here. So bringing your right foot forward, however you need it to get there. And then from here, raise your shoulders over your hips and reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, shift your shoulders forward, reaching forward. Bring your hands heart center, and then twist toward your right leg, coming into a twisted lunge here. Notice how that belly breath changes that twist. On your next inhale, bring your chest center again. And then as you exhale, your belly and thigh are touching. You can reach your hands down to your mat or your blocks, and then start to straighten your leg, bringing your seat back, trying to still keep your hips squared and not leaning over toward the left too much, coming into a low pyramid or half split. Either keeping the foot down or raising it up, exploring what feels good for you here. And then on your next inhale, start to bend into that front knee and raise your arms up, shoulders over your hips. And then as you exhale, lower your hands heart center. Inhale here. And exhale, reach your left arm forward, your right arm back, coming into a twist. Inhale, hands forward, arms back up. And then exhale, reach your arms forward. This time, left arm comes back, twisting over to the other side. Bring your hands forward, reach up, and then exhale, bring your hands down, bring your knee back underneath your hip, coming back to your tabletop. Take a breath here. Now from here, bring your left foot forward, finding your lunge here. On your next inhale, raise your hips up, raise your hands up. And as you exhale, bring your hands heart center, and then twist toward your bent knee. Bring your right elbow across, finding your twist. On your next inhale, bring your chest toward your front leg again. And then reach forward and start to straighten that leg. Bring your seat back, your hands on either side of your foot. You can have blocks here. My vacation, I forgot to place my blocks down, but do what you can. Next inhale, bend into your front knee. Raise your arms up. forward, and then open up toward your bent knee, bringing your left arm back, right arm forward. Bring your left arm forward. And then, open up to the front. I guess I'm out of practice. I'm so sorry, everybody. And then bringing your hands forward. Sweep your arms up, hands down, foot comes back, and come into a downward facing dog. Curling your toes under, raising your seat, and breathe. From here, bending your knees, coming back down to your tabletop. On your next inhale, reach your right arm up, open up toward the sky, and then as you exhale, thread the needle. Lower your right temple down to the ground as your arm comes underneath the opposite armpit, and then reach your left fingertips to the front of your mat. On your next inhale, bring your left hand in towards your face, press into the ground and sweep that arm up and open, and then come back to your tabletop. On your next inhale, sweep your left arm up, opening up to the side, and then exhale, thread the needle, bringing your left temple down to the ground, reaching your right hand forward. Bring your right hand in closer to your face, press into the ground and reach that left arm up. And then bring your hands back down. From here, bring your right knee towards your right wrist, coming into pigeon, reaching your left leg back. And so you can bring your right foot over toward the left side of your mat, only as far as feels comfortable for you. And then reach the left leg back. Now, if your hip is really raised, you can take a block or curl up a blanket, keep yourself supported, trying to keep your hips level. Excuse me. And then as you're ready, maybe bringing your chest forward. You can support your forehead with your fists or a block or a cat if you have one in front of you like I do. Excuse me. And take some breaths here. As you're ready, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, curl your back toes, maybe bring your knee a little bit forward. We're coming into a three-legged dog here, so curl your toes, raise that back or that right leg up behind you, shake it out, and then lower it back down. Shift forward and find your tabletop again. And then from here, bring your left knee toward your left wrist, reach your right leg back, and then bring your left foot over toward the right side of your mat at whatever level feels good for you. Looking back over your right shoulder, making sure that your leg is coming straight out from your hip. And you can lengthen up, and as you're ready, maybe bringing your chest forward, supporting yourself with your elbows, a block, prop. Your fists can support your forehead. Whatever works for you here. And as you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Curl your back toes, coming into a three-legged dog here, lifting your hips up as you lift your left leg up behind you. Maybe give it a shake, and then lowering it down. Finding a downward dog resting here. And then shifting your shoulders forward, finding a plank. Lower your knees down. And you can lower down chaturanga, lower down toward the ground. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders here and find a Sphinx pose. So your elbows are right below your shoulders. Your chest is reaching forward. And breathe. Here, lower your chest back down. And go ahead and press yourself into a child's pose. Maybe keeping your knees a little closer together for this one to round your back. Lowering your head toward the earth or your fists block. Maybe coming into embryo with your arms reaching back toward your toes. Feeling free to release your breath out of your mouth if you haven't started that already. Starting to cool down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press yourself up, and make your way onto your back. Have your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground. And you'll be reaching down toward your heels, coming into a bridge pose here. So on your next exhale, raise your hips up toward the sky. Your thighs are kind of tracking together like you're holding a block in between them, maybe. And tuck your shoulder blades underneath your back. If it's available, maybe you'd like to have a bind underneath your body. So if you do that, reaching for your hands, maybe tuck the lower pinky in so that you create a better stable base. Continuing to breathe and keeping your gaze up toward the sky, but tucking your chin just slightly. Breathe. And then as you're ready, separate your hands if they're bound, your shoulder blades, and lower your hips back down to the ground. Take a moment here, and then sway your knees from side to side like windshield wipers. From here, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock side to side or make circles like we did in the beginning. Give your back a massage. And then reach your arms out to a T and lower your knees over toward your right side, maybe taking your gaze over toward your left fingertips. For a twist. On your next inhale, bring your knees back above your chest. And as you exhale, release your knees over to the left, looking over your opposite fingertips. And then roll onto your back. Reach around your knees, and on your next inhale, curl yourself into a tight little ball, bringing your forehead towards your knees, tightening all your muscles. So inhale, tighten it all, and hold that breath for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, release into your final relaxation pose. Allowing yourself a few moments of rest and relaxation. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Press each fingertip to your thumb, noticing an increased awareness of a quiet mind. Rotate your wrists and your ankles, rock your head from side to side, bringing movement back into your body and bringing your mind back into this space with us together. As you're ready, roll over to one side into a fetal position, using your lower arm as a pillow for a last moment of quiet and stillness, to thank yourself for making it to your mat today, for allowing yourself time for some deep belly breaths, and to remember that time at rest is never wasted. As you're ready, make your way up to a seated position to close out our practice, hands, heart, center. It was truly an honor to guide you through this practice today. I hope you have a peaceful and powerful rest of your week and weekend. Om Shanti 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 means peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that everybody feels great. Oh, thank you, Cindy and Tina. I'm not sure if you're still here, but I certainly appreciate that. Oh, it means so much. It's a struggle. I've been thinking this morning, I couldn't sleep this morning, and I'm like, it's a struggle sometimes. And knowing that people show up for you and that they're willing to make donations, it really warms my heart and keeps me going. So I really, really appreciate everybody who comes and who donates, and I'm very extremely grateful. Starting next week, I will be hosting a daily yoga, a little bit shorter than this. I meant for this to be 45 minutes. If you've followed me before, it's tough for me to stay into 45 minutes. I'm usually an hour, and I am planning on having a supersized class at least once a month. I'm not sure when the first one's going to be, but I like having the nice long 75 or 90-minute classes. So I'll plan for one of those as I can put it into my schedule, as I see fit. If you ever have any suggestions, feel free to reach out either in the, I think there's a chat function on the app, or my website is on my page. You can reach out to me there, and we can create a yoga practice that suits you. I still consider myself a fairly new instructor, so anything that people can tell me that they would like to see really means a lot. Of course, when you show up, that feels great, and I know that maybe when you show up more than once, that means that it's working for you, or the time is working for you, whatever it is, that you're getting to your mat and moving and connecting with yourself. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is giving people time and space to really focus on themselves and allow themselves some times of rest and movement, because we think we need to be going and going and going. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. That we don't often take the time just to breathe. I know. Oh, first timer. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's great, Tina. I didn't know. I had another Tina at one point, and so I thought maybe you were her. I couldn't see the little picture. It's great to have a Tina. It's the Tina Club. That's why I named my business, just because I was like, what should I name it? I don't know. Because I do other things besides yoga. So I'm like, this will incorporate everything. It's a club of all the things I do, but it's cool to have other Tinas as well. But I want to be respectful of your time, and I do have to get ready to go to some work things, and I'll be teaching live to some people later on today in my town. And I believe my next live class is on Monday. And like I said, I'm trying to do the show. I was rambling. It's still morning. I didn't finish my coffee. See, it's still here. So next week, I'm going to start Monday through Friday morning yoga, but it's only going to be 30 minutes, so it's going to be more of a flow, kind of this similar things each day, a basic vinyasa flow, breath and movement, where we'll be shaking off, for me, shaking off the nighttime and easing into the morning, but get us moving to start our day, or from wherever you are. Maybe you're starting the rest of your day or getting ready for your night, whatever it is. But I so appreciate everybody who came here today, and I hope to see you all again. Your donations mean so much to me. I do add extra classes when I receive a certain amount of donations, usually once I receive, if I receive about $10 per thing, I'll add an extra class. So sometimes that happens, but I am going to have those daily classes as long as I can, as long as it makes sense for me. And I appreciate everybody who keeps me going, and you can always donate with the red button, either during the live events or coming back at other times. And I hope to hear from you and see you all again soon. All right, have a great rest of your day. Bye.